But the problem with that is that when you do a defamation lawsuit, you have to have money to pay the attorney. And I really don't think he's got the money to pay an attorney, but who knows? It doesn't matter.
Is this a spurned lover?
Well, he might be. Good Lord, he acts like it. Holy smokes. But we have got a great guest joining us today here on our big broadcast. And, of course, you have to know that it is another grand edition of Fucking Around with Porn Stars. And we have got a great one today. The man, the myth, the legend. I don't even know how to even present you, Howie. You were amazing, baby.
You're doing great. I can't wait to meet this guy.
I can't wait to meet this guy. Howie Gordon with us today. One of the things that I thought was amazing was the last time we had him on this show, he is one of the first guests ever to send me a thank you card, and it said, "You're fucking nuts." It is amazing. I still have it. It's fantastic. And Howie joins us today here on the magic of the old Skip-a-Skypa, the Skype-a-Rooney, as they say. So, Howie, you have been terribly busy, it seems.
Yes, I just had a colonoscopy yesterday.
Hey, here in a couple of years, I'll be there right with you, baby. I'll be there right with you with all this stuff. So, one of the things I love about you is that you are a fan of porn and porn people, and you had all those years in the business, and you still, to this day, I see you every once in a while pop in on our close personal longtime friend Patrick Palmer's show over there on Jizz Talking, and we're just Jizz Talking, and
You like that?
I love Patrick. He's great.
Me too. A good man.
So what do you think of this new crop of porn people? Because every once in a while he has the new crop of porn people on. I do that every once in a while here, but what do you think of the new crop of boys and girls, as they say?
Well, one of the reasons I go on the show was because after I stopped working, which was the late 80s.
Yes.
Being connected in any way. I stopped doing sex scenes in the mid 80s, and I pretty much was just done. And I moved on with my life and didn't have a lot to do with the industry other than to write about my time in it. I didn't keep up. I didn't watch the product. I didn't know who the stars were very much. And somewhere along the line, I got reconnected by my emeritus status. People call me up and getting, what's my opinion of this or that? And I generally had no idea because I wasn't keeping up. So one of the things that I liked about Pat's show is that he has on all the new kids. Now, I don't even know the forms that the porn is being delivered in nowadays. OnlyFans and this and that.
Yeah.
I'm not
everything is, we're going to get into that here a little bit later on because
okay.
I've got to tell you about the fact that, well, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, I don't know. I haven't determined what it is yet. I am in the porn business, I guess. But
oh boy, what are you doing?
Oh boy. So yeah, I'm learning all.
Does your mother know?
What's funny is she does. She doesn't really understand it, but that is the one thing that I am slowly but surely learning is all the different forms and formats and all these things. Because like back in the day when you were, kicking ass and taking names and doing the damn thing, as they say, or whatever, or as one of my buddies used to say, I'm here to fit in. I'm here to fit in where get in where I fit in, and if you're Jeeves, almost nowhere. But the thing is that you were doing, you were in the 80s, 70s and 80s. So we're talking VHS. We're talking, videos. That was how it was done.
That was the end of my career. The first half of my career was all film.
Oh, really?
All film. And then in the early 1980s, video showed its face and very quickly took over the industry.
Yes.
Because porn was never anything if not cheap. And it used to cost
Still
like
is.
$30,000 to $50,000 to make a cheap movie. And then they discovered they could make a cheap video for $2,000 or $3,000. Whoa, that's all they needed to hear. And the sad part with that was that the returns were also a lot less. But it was a time. It was just, you can't stop progress. The river keeps moving on, and the entire theater chains that had thrived, the Pussycat Theater for one, went out of business. All those theaters, which in one sense, I always felt weird going into a movie theater to watch porn, because I was a little too shy to pull out and jerk off there. Although there are plenty of people that weren't. But that to me, once it came into the home, that was an improvement in terms of creating a larger market.
Yes. Yes.
But it killed off a lot of parts of the industry that were never to return. Although some people made the transition.
Well, one of the things that I have, I'll tell you, my life since January. I often tell people I don't even know what my life is at this point, but there is I have gotten into all sorts of things. I've gotten into this porn thing. We've gotten into the swinger lifestyle. I've gotten in with all these weird BDSM people. Or as Bill O'Reilly would say, with all due respect, the weird BDSM people. That's how O'Reilly does it. He says, with all due respect, and then he fucking trashes people.
Yeah.
But
Lord knows what he does privately.
That's right. Apparently, if you remember the Fox News, one of the Fox News lawsuits that had O'Reilly involved in it, he apparently likes to refer to hot black chicks in the office as hot chocolate. Which I'm just amazed.
That plays real well this century.
That's right. That's right. We have got the fantastic man about town. You know him from the world of the as Ali G would say, the world of the porno. Howie Gordon is with us today. He is a legendary porn guy.
Well, they're not going to know Howie Gordon. They're going to know Richard Pacheco.
Richard Pacheco, that's right.
Yeah, Pacheco. Howie is my real name, and for years I tried to keep it. Oh, in one of my first films, the movie was Candy Goes to Hollywood. I think it was my third film. And Carol Connors was the star. It was a big-time production. And, the poster comes out for it, and I had just been chosen to be the Playgirl Man of the Year.
Yes.
In 1979, and which was a big deal. And the Playgirl said to me, "Look, no porn. We're not porn." To them, that was wrong. They were trying to be mainstream. It was over the counter. X was not mainstream. It was under the counter or behind the counter. So I was to not be connected to the X-rated industry, keep that to myself. And this poster for Candy Goes to Hollywood comes out, and there's my name, Howie Gordon, on the fucking poster. Now, at the time, I was using the stage name of Dewey Alexander, which was a personal favorite, because Dewey.
Like Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Huey, Dewey, and Louie. A Jiggy would know that kind of thing.
I love it.
And my last name was
baby.
Alexander, which was for Alexander the Great, a man who needed no introduction. Dewey Alexander. But no, they didn't use the name. I signed my mono release, Dewey Alexander. Well, once they heard about Playgirl, they figured they could make a few extra dollars by using my real name. So they just fucked me. And
They just fucked me. Well,
and they put it on the poster. Well, I saw this poster and like, oh my God, my career going straight is going to go bye-bye, and my parents are going to find out. Oi. And
Oy vey.
I would be outed in a way I didn't want to be outed. So I panicked and I rushed down to Los Angeles, where Caribbean Films was based. In fact, all the porn in the West Coast was based in L.A.
Yeah.
But they couldn't shoot in L.A. because they'd get arrested. So what they did is they'd load up their vans with equipment, all the production companies, drive up to San Francisco, where the powers that be didn't give a shit if there was no harm, no foul. And they'd shoot up here, and then when they were done shooting, they'd go back down and edit and do the post-production work. So I go down into their office, and I go, you used my real name in the poster. You've got to have all these posters pulled back in. And they'll just start laughing at me. It's like, the question is, can you sue them off yet? Is that a good idea? Hey, look at this kid. He wants us to pull in all the posters. That ain't going to happen, kids. That ain't going to happen. So, lesson number one, oi. Oi. And that was, I managed to keep my real name out of it after that, but luckily I suffered no real damage other than to my psyche.
I love it.
Which has never recovered, of course.
I love it. Well, one of the things that so the Huey, Dewey, and Louie thing. How in the world do we get Richard Pacheco? How does
well,
that
that's
happen?
a good story, because I picked Huey, Dewey, and Louie myself. I was using a different name in every movie, and I made a bunch of Luke, maybe 10, 15, 20 projects. And every time I just pull a Raphael Sabatini, and I made,
Hey, sounds like somebody who plays for the Red Sox.
Well, he was the soccer player for Italy.
That's awesome.
And so at this particular time, I did a movie called Talk Dirty to Me for Anthony Spinelli. And this was a big movie, and we didn't realize it was going to be as big as it was. But I made this movie, and we finished shooting the movie, and it's a beautiful story of that whole deal. We can get into that after. But I'm signing my model release for Sam, and he says to me, look, I don't want any fucking Dewey Alexanders in my movie. Pick a new name. So I turned to his son, Mitchell Weston, Mitchell Spinelli at the time. And he wrote the script for this movie. So I said, okay, what's my name? And he looks me up and down, and he goes, Richard Pacheco. And I said, how do you spell it? And the movie became this giant hit. So that's how I got stuck with that name.
Well, I was looking around on the good old internets, and other names that Richard Pacheco has used over the years. Dewey Alexander, we covered that one.
Number one.
Mac Howard.
Short for McKinley Howard, which had been before him.
Mark
Howard was the son of McKinley Howard.
Apparently Mark Howard, his cousin.
Well, Mark was my middle name, Howard.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He had a turn, too.
Norman Vade, which is awesome.
I didn't come up with that one. I don't know who did.
Okay.
It was fine with me.
And then McKinley Howard. So
yeah.
I love it. I just I love having you on. I love talking about all this stuff. And the fantastic Richard Pacheco, a.k.a. Howie Gordon, joins us.
You keep sticking an N in Pacheco. There's no N in there.
It's just Pacheco. I put the N in.
No N.
Got to take the N out of there, baby.
Che, not Chenk. Pacheco.
I love you, baby.
Name. I want to do it right.
So, one of the things that I have noticed with all these new porn people, just over the years, going to these conventions, these exoticas and all this stuff, which, by the way, at some stage of the game, Patrick needs to get you to an exotica.
Well, I used to.
You need to go to
long ago-
Chicago Exotica or one of these Exoticas. I would
when I
love to interview you in one of my Christmas suits at the fucking Exotic.
All right, well, we'll make that happen. Years ago, when my book first, I wrote a book called Hindsight, True Love and Mischief in the Golden Age of Porn. And I published that in 2013. And then I was looking for opportunities to try to fucking sell the book.
Yeah.
So I would go to wherever I would be wanted. And there's a number a number of events like Exoticas, so I know they called them that back then, where there's autographs and there's straight Hollywood's in the big ballroom and the porn's in the back room. They would do these shows together, and I would go down there and sign the books then. It was underwhelming in terms of helping me to sell any books.
Well,
it was kind of fun, and I got to see a lot of my old friends. That was good. But I didn't get it. I ended up spending more money to go there than I've been making.
And that's what that is not an uncommon thread that I hear through various people who go to these conventions is you're spending a lot more cash than you're making.
Well, the megastars of the era of the time, Jenna Jameson, she was a big shot when I went down there, and so she made money because her lines were long, and she's selling her merchandise and whatever else she was selling, and so for those kind of people, they make out. But for the fringe people, or the old guard, or the Hall of Famers, unless you get really super famous for something, you're not going to make money.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them, like Evan Stone and some of these guys, I think
he's big enough.
They're getting things, I think, comped. I think maybe they're getting their hotels paid for as long as they fly themselves there. Or I think maybe they're getting their flights taken care of if they pay for their hotel room. There's little things that they're doing to try to because like a few years ago when we went to one of the AVNs in Vegas, we hung out with this chick named Annabelle Peaks, who at the time was she was like a big freaking deal. She got in, made her money, and got the hell out of there. One of the things that she said was this booth that she was appearing at, they paid for a hotel room. And that was all she had to do was figure out a way to get there. But she said that some of that stuff, wow, it's craziness. But I'll tell you, the thing that these chicks have learned, which this has got to be an OnlyFans thing. This has got to be something that is just a new phenomenon. But like, for instance, with Annabelle, at one point I had mentioned to her, hey, we're all going to be in the same area. Hey, why don't we get together and have dinner or something? And she's like, well, only if my assistant can come. And I said, okay, I don't give a shit. Hell, I'm going to let my girlfriend come. Hell, the assistant can come. I don't care. So, but one thing that she was doing was she had to schedule me in because she had someone who already had bought her dinner. They'd bought her breakfast. They'd bought her lunch. She was doing this thing where she was having these guys get on her website and they would bid.
Time with the star.
Amazing. And she's like, I'll pay for their dinner. But she goes, they want to be a gentleman. And so she goes, what we do is we go out to wherever they're going to, take me for dinner. And she meets, whoever it is. And then her assistant sits in the restaurant somewhere just as kind of like security, I guess.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, this is quite the little racket.
You remind me very much of in my day. John Leslie was, of course, the one of the alpha males, and we were in about 10 movies together.
Yeah.
Well, he in one of the movies, I think it was Talk Dirty to Me. In fact, we used his sports car in the scene, so he managed to charge the production for 4 new tires for his car. And this is how he made a little extra money on the side. Because there's always money on the side.
Oh, yeah.
Things that come up. So he would hit the production, I need new tires. And, be nice if the production bottom for me. And you got to keep your star happy. So
there's a guy who used to he was a wrestling manager in World Championship Wrestling back in the day. His name was Paul Heyman. He was Paulie Dangerously at that time. But what he would do is he would get the tickets, the plane tickets, and then he would churn them in, and then he would buy a cheaper fare. And that's how he was making.
Yeah.
And because WCW was owned by Turner, it was such a big corporate conglomerate, they never ever really figured out what he was doing.
Yeah. Somebody's always got an angle.
That's right. There's always an angle. So, Richard, what are you noticing with, being around and seeing some of these newer girls and guys? Are you seeing comparisons to the people you worked with back in the day, or how is?
Well, I saw that in the last generation.
Yeah.
This new generation are more like my grandchildren than my children. So I go on Patrick's show because it's a way for me in my emeritus capacity because I do a lot of podcasts and stuff. So I don't want to be totally ignorant about what's going on, but I don't use porn. If you're ever, and you make porn and you do that, it's kind of like you don't jerk off to it anymore. It's like once you see behind the curtain what the wizard's doing, the magic's gone. So it became something that I did a lot before I got in the business, and after I got in the business, it stopped being something that was attractive to me that I cared about. And after I quit the business, boy, did I not care about the business.
Yeah, boy, did I not care about the business.
I didn't care who was the latest, Seika or Annette Hayes.
Oh, yeah.
I just didn't keep up. And then now it's changed. So we made movies, and at some point, movies went away. And now it's all other stuff.
Porn has that is so interesting that you bring that up, my man, because it's kind of like music. Back in the day it was you'd have albums and you'd have 12 songs, and that's what it was. And then it got into where we've got the 12 albums, but we're going to release a single, and that's what we're going to push on the radio. And then it became all the Napster stuff and all this pirating of music. And then it became this thing of...
We lost you, Mr. Jiggy.
Oh, are you still here?
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me? Are you back? What happened here? Oh, the internet died. Well, that of course is always something that happens. So, can you hear me at all?
I'm here. You're not here.
You're not here.
I don't know where here is.
I don't know where here is. This is amazing. This is amazing. The internet will eventually correct itself.
They put robots on the moon. That's exciting. Where are you? Where are you? Hello.
I'm gonna.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Keep talking.
We're gonna.
There you are. You're back.
There we are. We're back. We're back. The internet corrected itself.
You were happy there for a while. That was good. Now you're not happy anymore.
I just let you do your thing. I just let you do your thing.
You're sort of there. Your picture's there.
I'm sort of there. Well, I've been saying that for a few years.
You're back. Boy, this is technological herpes.
Technological herpes.
Like the colonoscopy. The shit keeps coming out.
Wow. Okay, I think the internet has corrected itself.
I'm not hearing you at all.
You're not hearing me at all.
I see your picture.
You can see the picture.
At each other and make
we can do this. We can do all that. Yes, that whole thing.
Sign language on the radio.
But
this is great.
I will write things down and present them.
Zen radio.
And
imagine you're hearing things.
We'll do
this.
Get our
volume back.
We'll write things down and then we'll hold them up and then all that stuff.
I couldn't read it. It was just white.
Okay, can you hear me now? Am I back?
Are you muted? Let's see.
I don't know what happened.
Anything that says mute anywhere?
Because if you've got me,
and unmute. Okay, so you should.
Because the internet should be fine.
Shake your head.
I've got you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I cannot hear you.
You can't.
I heard a yes.
You heard a yes.
Keep talking. You're back on.
Okay, we're back. We're back, baby.
Wow, what the fuck is happening?
I think it was the internet on my end.
Oh, I think it was the ghost of John Leslie.
Ghost of John Leslie's getting everybody.
He didn't want me to tell he stole money from the production.
But well, what I was saying was, it used to be albums and it became singles. Then music piracy led to people just buying songs. Right. And it used to be porn. It used to be porn movies. And then it became, now it's just these clips. You spend, $10 and you get a 5-minute blowjob video. And that's all this stuff is now.
Well, for a lot of people, that's all they want. The number of people that really wanted story and poorly made drama, comparatively speaking, was small compared to the people who just wanted to jerk off and come. But it gave porn more of a legitimacy to not be persecuted by the authorities.
Yes.
To attempt to have some socially redeeming value, which was born in the 50s about written porn. That term, socially redeeming value. So
socially redeeming value.
It surprised me that people have reduced it just to the essentials, and that's what they charge for. And the kids today, they give awards in porn now that have nothing to do with performance, theatrical performance. They're all about sexual performance.
Yes. Yes.
Largest tits and post milk and I don't know.
In fact, let me do this. Let's find it here. The AVNs, which is the standard, I guess, for the for the business, as they say.
They have more categories.
They have best actor, best actress, best supporting actor, best supporting actress.
And they make 3 movies a year, so the competition's,
male performer, female performer, male foreign performer, transgender performer, best new starlet, best director, best non-sex performance, best all-sex video. Then you get into all this other stuff. Best cinematography, best renting title of the year, best selling title of the year.
Yeah.
Best newcomer, best bisexual video, best gay video, best actor in a gay video. Then there's best gay alternative video. And then best alternative adult feature film, best sex comedy. Breakthrough Award, whatever the hell that is.
Newcomer.
Best DVD. Unsung Starlet of the Year. Best
Somebody that's old that never got an award.
They have a best high-end all-sex release.
White world again. I can't hear you. I can't.
The internet is gone, maybe. I don't know what's going on. Something's happening.
Hello, Senator Dot. How are you?
Senator Dot.
The best Senator Dot of the year from ABN.
We're talking about the porno here.
The Senator. The voice is struggling to come back.
The voice is starting to come back here. We're trying to get everybody together.
Pick him up. He's not dead.
Pick him up. Don't say words over him. He's not dead yet. Best boy-girl scene.
Evacuation.
But there's all sorts of things.
Here's your picture. Oh, you're gone again.
Oh, I'm back. I'm not here. Maybe I'm here. Maybe I'm not here. I don't know.
Your voice is good. Your picture's frozen.
Well, it's radio, so we've unable to send data fast enough. What does that even mean? I don't know what that even means.
That means that your shit's fucked up.
Apparently. I need to get that business internet. That's what I need to get out here.
Your voice is good. We can pretend we're on radio.
But yeah, you're right about all the award categories. There's 1 billion of them.
Yeah. It's like Little League,
It's like Little League. Everybody gets a trophy.
Yeah, everybody gets a trophy.
Oh, I love it. But yeah, there's some of this. Well, and one of the things that I find amazing about porn, which I don't know why this shocked me this last year, but one of the big companies in porn, I think it was Brazzers or one of these groups, they released a scene that was 4 people, and it was 2 women and 2 guys, and everybody's doing everybody. And I was just kind of shocked. I'm like, oh, the gay guys are not gay and the women are, and I'm like, wow. And everybody's like, oh, that's just standard now because everybody's included. And I'm like, okay. So that kind of shocked me because I was like,
yeah,
oh.
I would get shocked at that too. Well, it's an orgy. It used to be called an orgy, but generally it was heterosexually inclined as opposed to mixing gay and straight.
Yeah.
So this is something for everybody.
It was
all in one package.
Yeah. So
Caligula.
What do you think of the females that are in porn now as compared to the females that you worked with when you were doing your thing?
Well, I just saw this past Sunday a plus-sized woman.
Yes.
When I was in porn, in fact, the movie was Candy Goes to Hollywood. I was brand new in the business.
Candy Goes to Hollywood.
And I had done 3 or 4 sex scenes, all of which were incredibly traumatic. For me, to be able to get a hard-on, there was no Viagra, no Cialis.
Oh, yeah.
And it was traumatic for the director, who was Bob Chin, who was waiting for me to get a hard-on so he could get a sex scene. So in Candy Goes to Hollywood, he once again was the director, and instead of hiring me to have a sex scene, he hired me to be comic relief. And my sexual partner in that movie was like a 250-pound woman. And they didn't really care whether I got a hard-on or not, because that was just playing for laughs. So that was the joke back 30, 40 years ago. Nowadays, there are women who are plus-size sex objects.
Oh, yeah.
And, well, that's brand new to me. So wow. I mean, no matter what it is, who was it? It was Woja Howitz on Barney Miller. And there was a scene in that show where somebody had come in, he had been fucking a raccoon in Central Park or something. And everybody is
raccoon in Central Park.
Something like that. Something preposterous. And Barney says to Wojo, who's nonplussed by it. Wojo's the dumb guy, right? And it doesn't really faze him that this is happening. He said, Barney, I've been in New York long enough. No matter what it is, somebody's trying to sleep with it. Which was television for fun.
Yeah.
And that's what it's like nowadays. Whoop, you're back, you're going.
I'm back, I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere.
There's a beautiful young woman hanging out.
Yes. Our next guest is with us, the fantastic Peach Fuzz. She is going to be with us here in just a few moments. Richard, you if you don't have anywhere to go, you can hang out. If you want to hang out with me and Peach Fuzz here.
Yeah, I would love for you to stay.
It won't be too long. You wait maybe a couple of months. I'm old. I'm feeble. I have colon problems. Oi, oi, oi.
Oy vey.
I had an orgasm in 1987, I think. The last one. Every year I remember it. It was on July 17th, 1987. Boy, was she good.
That is
awesome. Enough. After that, I don't need another one. That was good enough. The last one. I'm going to write a book called The Last One. I'll be quiet. I know.
That is amazing.
That is amazing.
So Richard holds the title of Playgirl Man of the Year for the year that I was born in 1979.
The smallest cock to ever hit the big time.
I love it. I just love the fact that you were the Playgirl Man of the Year in the year that I was born.
Oh, that's great.
That's amazing to me.
It was a good year.
It was a good year. That's right.
Now I'm the Goodyear blimp.
Well,
the magic peepee.
We have, speaking of the magic peepee, we have our next guest with us today. She is fantastic. She is, I don't even know. I don't even have enough words in the English language to describe Peach Fuzz. But she